morning, crafty people. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. Today is Monday, May the 18th. It's still quite early in the morning for me. Since I am a night owl, some of you probably get up about 3 hours earlier than I do on my own devices. Today marks the first day of my 1 week of vacation, and I decided yesterday on a whim basically that I was going to start a more or less daily video series for you, because as you might or might have noticed, you sure have noticed, my video content on this channel has seriously declined, which is mostly due to the fact that I don't buy as many diamond paintings anymore because I have a shit ton of them. And also there is a lot of diamond paintings I am no longer going to show on the channel because of the copyright thing. So that has seriously bit into what I can show here on a regular basis. On top of that, I have switched focus a bit and I'm not solely diamond painting any longer. So even the final reviews are getting more and more sparse, and I have never been good with whipping chats, so go figure. So I've been thinking about this, quite honestly, for about 2 months. I think that's how long Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts has done her daily vlog. She is a cross stitcher and knitter, if you're one of my diamond painting watchers. So if you're interested in cross stitching and knitting and watching my content, consider giving Caroline a try, because she is a super nice lady from Canada and her videos are really soothing to watch. Think Rachel Ray, just no diamond painting, and that's what she is. So she's been doing this since this whole shutdown madness started, and I just live for her daily videos. I can't wait for her video to go online. I think it's usually around 9-10 p.m. my time, and I watch it right away. So I've been thinking about doing something similar, because those videos are usually pretty short but precious to me. So maybe you would feel the same if I did that. I have no idea. So yesterday is pretty much the day I decided, yes, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to start today. The plan for this is I'm going to talk diamond painting, cross-stitching, knitting all in one. Probably in that order as well. So if you are not into all three of them, feel free to skip ahead. I might try figuring out that whole timestamp thing. Not sure yet. But I thought I would give you a quick update on how the diamond painting is going, what I've done since the day before, if I've done anything at all, if there are any news related to diamond painting I have to share with you, and there's going to be something. Friend mail. I have friend mail today, so instead of making a whole video about that that's going to be 3.5 minutes long, I thought, well, let's put it in here. I'm going to show you the cross-stitching I have worked on over the weekend today, and for the next few days it will be an update for what I did since the day before. I'm keeping the haul part of things for the floss tube, so this is supposed to happen on Friday, and I'm going to address that in a moment. And I have acquired so much yarn in the last... Whenever I last showed you yarn on my floss tube, and I have decided I'm going to not film a feature-length podcast for that. That was my initial plan, to forever separate now knitting and stitching and have a floss tube and a podcast, and I might do that at some point. Depends on how these daily videos go. But I decided against it because it's just so much, and I still have to decide on patterns for most of the stuff I've bought. So I thought it would be easier for me to serve that in bite-sized chunks and show you one type of yarn I got and what I am planning to do with that. Alright, so diamond painting. I hope you have seen the diamond painting theme of the month video. I've seen a lot of response already on Instagram, which is awesome. My morning brain just can't remember on top of my head if I already had responses via email. But basically, if you would like to join in, the diamond painting theme of the month of May is flowers. And every painting that has even just one little tiny flower counts. There are no hard rules. I just want one flower. And then the painting counts. And it doesn't matter if it's a painting you have been working on for 3 years, or if it's a painting you are just starting for the challenge. It doesn't matter if you finish it within May or not. It counts. I am sorry. Just make sure to either email me your progress picture, and especially the final picture you would like to put me in the video. Please get that to me at least a couple of days before the end of May to give me some time for editing and uploading and stuff like that. Or post it on Instagram and use the hashtag DP theme of the month. Please do not send it to me via direct message on Instagram. I tend to not see when someone who has never spoken to me before contacts me for the first time, because I don't DM a lot on Instagram, and I maybe enter it a couple of times a month, most of the time by accident, quite frankly. So it's not a very safe way to get something to me. Email is much easier if you do not use Instagram to show your diamond painting, or if you have a private... I'm sorry, that was my phone cutting us off with one of my alarms. So I hope I didn't cut off completely, but what I was saying is please either use the hashtag or the email, not the DM. It's much easier for me to track those. Anyway, the diamond painting theme of the month is flowers, and I decided to work on my Treasure Studios art Magnolia painting I got from them over a year ago, I think it was. And as you can see, I have started on it. I have to say I feel no drive whatsoever to work on this. So this is basically 3 days working on it. It is now March 18th. That is not a good result. You can also hopefully see, because that's something I keep preaching and preaching and preaching, this flower here was done with a 3-placer. This flower and this flower was not. Do you see the difference? And that's the reason why I keep saying don't use multi-placers if you are easily bothered by drills that don't look perfect. I mean, this is not 100% perfect as well. I can also see a few of the circles coming through in this one, but this one is horrible. For one, you see all the circles, and also you see the 3 groups, the 3 diamond groups I used to place, and I'm very careful. Hi Lola, here to say good morning. I'm very careful even with a multi-placer, but these things just take a lot of control away from you, and they do. No matter what someone else tries to tell you, if this is something that bothers you, you will never be able to place the drills with a multi-placer without this happening to some extent. Yeah, hi, good morning. Don't kiss me. No kisses. So, and it's not even that I dislike the quality of the painting. The canvas is fine, the symbols are super clear, the glue is awesome, the drills are fine. The things that bother me are basically the super strong black circles that come through behind the lighter colors, as can be seen in the flower. And I also am not a huge fan of how the colors are turning out. Maybe that will change once it's completely finished, but it's somehow not what I was looking for. So the enjoyment out of this painting is not the greatest. I'm still trying to work my way through this, but right now I am quite honestly getting ready for May being the first month where I abandon the diamond painting and put it on the pile for the next the abandoned one themes, maybe. Hi, baby. Giving the peeps a peek. So yeah, bit sorry to say that, but I don't want to force myself either, because I have tried that and that resulted in me taking over 4 hours to complete one section, which is way too long. Even with being a single placer, it's way too long. But it was just me placing a few drills and then drifting away and then placing a few drills. So that takes a lot of crafty time away from other stuff as well. If I feel like I want to diamond paint, I'm going to do that. If not, I'm not going to do that. Eesh, hi. Oh. Yeah. Look at her. So, that's how much diamond painting I have done so far this month, which is very pitiful. But I got some happy mail. And I put it there so I wouldn't see it, because I've had that for a few days now and I've been very good not looking in. This is from one of my lovely viewers, and I should have asked you how to pronounce your name, because in my brain I do it the French way, but I'm not sure if it's actually done that way because you are from the US. So it's either the French way, which would be Idette, or it is the English way, which probably would be Idet. We have been mailing for several months now, and we have been talking about cover papers. She was asking me about this particular paper, which is oil slick paper, and I got this from Christina from Rainy Day Diamonds. She put a few sheets of that in one of the packages she sent me, and you can only buy that in a big roll, or you can buy these 10 by 10 inch pieces, but it's I think a 250 piece pack, so it's quite a bit. There are no smaller packages for that. So we were talking about that and what she could get for her diamond paintings, because she didn't like the clear cover. And she went with getting some of the adhesive from AliExpress, and you can just toss the adhesive if you can't use it for anything and just reuse the cover paper. It should be cheap enough that it's not hurting a whole lot. So once she got that, she contacted me and asked me if she could send me some. And of course, I mean, if any one of you would like to send me something, please just ask. I'm going to give you my address. That's not an issue, but you of course absolutely don't have to. But she did, and she did right when the lockdown in the Miami USPS center started. Rachel has been talking about that in her floss tube on Saturday, and I've had the same issue with my knit crate as well. I don't know how much I talked about it on my channel, but I will in these daily videos, because I finally got all the stuff. So it's been lying there, I'm sorry, for about 2 months, but it's finally here now. Yeah, I know you don't like the bottle. She doesn't like anything bubbly in the bottle because of the noise it makes when you open it. So you should have opened the bottle before I started the video. But I have to take a drink. And I'm totally that heathen, drinking directly from the bottle. Go figure. So she said I could open it on camera, but that it wouldn't be much, and that's fine. So this is the adhesive and cover paper we were talking about. And I am probably not going to toss the adhesive, because I might be able to use it for paper crafting. I just have to find a way to cut it, I guess. Because usually you would cut the adhesive with the cover paper, but that's not the intention in this thing. So, got this, and I got a card. Red envelope with washi tape, very cute. Let's see, do I have something sharp. I'm going to check first. Oh my word, you didn't tell me. Or did you tell me you were a card maker? I don't remember, but look, she is. She is a fellow card maker. That's awesome. So pretty. I love watercolor. I'm not good at watercolor myself. I can do it, but it takes me a lot of time. Oh boy, that's a whole letter. Okay. So let's see. This has been very well wrapped. Use my sharp tool again. And Kitty, it's very helpful that you are the one in frame the whole time. Oh, I already see what you mean by rainbow tweezers. And there's more in here than you said there would be. So it looks like we have two types of adhesives. She mentioned that in the card as well. We have this rainbow colored tweezer. It looks a bit like, you know, oil spill on the street. That's what it looks like. I'll show you a bit better. I decided to go with natural light today. I hope this is working out for you. But it's still very early in the morning, so I thought I could do that. This is so pretty. And yes, this is a sharp tweezer, but it's not as sharp as these murder weapons we get from some other companies like Evermoment and Diamond Art Club and Dreamer Designs. I think you would not pierce your finger with that instantly. So this is the Sunner Group adhesive, and I think that was the one she was talking about when she said she's going to send some to me. There is a ruler stuck in here. So you know this adhesive, this is pretty much the same adhesive that comes on every diamond painting, just that it's usually called Sunner Group, and this one is USA Twin Adhesive without a brand name. And then she gave me that ruler, which is a bit stuck in there. I have to deconstruct that. And what is this? Is this ruler? So you're basically using the ruler to get the strip cut, is the question. So thank you very much. And this is a different type of adhesive. Did you mention which one it is? Okay, so you ordered this one, I assume, and you don't need it now because you have a giant roll of that one. Okay, perfect. Like I said, I'm going to try to use the adhesive. I can see a bit of difference to this one, I think, because I think this one is actually thicker. Yeah. I'm going to try and use that up in some way without cutting the cover paper. And if you have the same issue, if you don't like the clear covers that come in these diamond paintings, there are multiple things you can get. There's, for one, non-stick baking paper. You can try that out. It's the least recommended as far as I go, because baking paper can get stuck on your canvas forever. You could try parchment paper, same as for the baking paper. Some types will stick to your canvas forever, so be careful. There is this oil slick paper I'm using. which is fine if you buy a big quantity of it. I mean, 250 pieces, 10-inch square, that's a lot. But on the other hand, at some point you are going to toss it, and at least what I like to do is I cut it down, so the pieces might not fit everything. So maybe 250 doesn't sound too much for you. Or you can go on AliExpress and you can look for this diamond painting adhesive, because they sell it in big rolls. And it's usually not too expensive. It's pretty good as far as price goes. If you don't need the adhesive, you can just toss it and just use the cover paper. Or if you are doing other crafts that use a lot of adhesive, you can use it for that. So awesome. I'm sorry, the morning throat is real. So I am for sure going to use this. You will see that probably in future videos. And I'm totally in love with the rainbow tweezers. It's just the little things that can make me very, very happy. So thank you so much. And yeah, keep the questions going. I don't mind them. I love helping you out. So we now have a big furry butt in the frame, but I'm going to pause this now and we are going to switch to stitching. See you in a moment. And we are back with the stitching, and boy, this daylight washes the whole thing out big time. Whew. I'll have to see if I can adjust this in editing, because right now this looks like it has no color at all, which is strange. So, if you follow my floss tube, you know that the plan for this week's stitching was to complete the second part of the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Chinese Zodiac Stitch Along, which dropped on Friday, a few hours after I filmed my last floss tube, and that's what I did. So the second part consisted of the corner part with the fan and all the little flowers and thingamajigs around the animals. And I don't know why I was so fast with this, but I was extremely fast in stitching this. I was done Saturday evening, still for me quite early evening. I think it was around 9ish, not even. I was on the Crafty Zoom chat with Rachel Ray and with Jessie from Miss Late Pages, and a couple of Jessie's real-time friends, so I have not exactly marked down the time this happened, but this Crafty chat started at 8, and it might have been 9:30 when I finished. So I'm going to give you a bit of a... did I kill the autofocus? I might have. Just a moment. When I tried to adjust the colors, I might have killed the autofocus, and I still have not found out how to reinstate that once I have killed that. There's a big fat cat hair out there. So I hope you can see that there is now a little more metallic thread going on here. I just tilted it a little. I think you can see it better. And I made a tiny little adjustment to the pattern because I seem to be on a beading roll. I attached beads to the little red lamp instead of doing more of the gold stitches. I thought that that would be a nice little detail once it's done. The golden beads look a bit paler gold than they actually are, and I attached one of them wrong. I think you can actually see that pretty well in the upper row, the one on the right. All of the beads point hole down, so the hole goes like that, and just for this one bead here it goes horizontal. And I did not notice that until after I had ended my thread, so I'm not going to go back and change that. I'm going to assume once this is in a frame, no one is going to notice this. And if they do, bravo. So this was done much earlier than I thought. I had actually planned the whole weekend for that. So the plan for this week still is to resume working on my long dog sampler today for the rest of the week until the weekend. And I could have started this yesterday. I thought about starting this yesterday, but then I, for whatever reason, grabbed something completely different that wasn't up for another week. So what did I do? I saw Strutting Tom standing around in my living room, and I decided to grab him and see how much I could do. And I have to say, I completely went to town on this little guy because I nearly completely finished him yesterday. I have to, no. For one thing, I don't like you lying on my stitching and you're wet. You just had a full body drink, didn't you? So when I started this, I had his little light gray butt here and a few of the squares and rectangles stitched. And that's all. If I can find it, I'm going to put a picture here. And all the rest I did yesterday. I started around 3 p.m. and I stitched until 2 in the morning, and that's how much I got done. And yes, that was completely crazy. I just couldn't stop. I have to say, I still don't enjoy stitching on even weave, even a tiny little bit. This fabric is too tight for my liking. I don't like that I really have to pull the thread through. I don't like the sound it makes. So I'm not a fan. I would have much preferred to do this on linen. But I think he is turning out super cute. And the brown of his bum here is so delightful. That's a week's dye works. It is called Cinnamon Twist, I think. Cat is lying on my pattern. So this is, yes, this is the week's dye works 1228A Cinnamon Twist. And this is an absolutely beautiful thread. I'll have to get that at some point and add it to my stash because I'm sure I'm going to replace some boring brown with that in the future. So I am going to finish him today. There's just one more color left to fill in the rest of the rectangles and squares, and then I have to give him a few of these arrows here on this section, but I couldn't do that before I had finished the boxes because some of the lines will be here on the edge, and they will vanish if I do them before I have done the cross stitching. So yeah, second finish of Stitch Maynia 2020. What are you killing now? The knife. Oh boy. It is very, very close. No, cat. She's a terror now. It's very, very close. I can already smell it. So I'm pretty sure you are going to see him on Friday as a finished, Friday, tomorrow as a finished one. And for the rest of the week, I am going to stitch on the Forevermore as planned. But this was actually nice progress. And that's why I keep saying I am not a process stitcher. I really, really like to have the finished project in hand because this is now giving me so much satisfaction. And I went completely bullheaded on it. Which was not healthy, but I'm used to that. I'm the crazy person as far as crafting goes. So yeah, that covers what have I done and what am I planning to do. And I'm pretty sure he will be back tomorrow in his full glory. Which brings us to the last section, knitting. So knitting, what have I done as far as knitting goes? I think I have showed exactly one picture of this on Instagram when I had just started it. This is how far I have come on this project, if you've seen it. So what is this project? This is actually me flying by the seat of my pants, because there's no pattern for this. I saw a video tutorial for these eyelet stitches here, and I saw a tutorial for both doing them on double pointed needles, going back and forth, wrong side, right side, and I saw a tutorial on how to do them in the round. And I wanted to knit something in the round, so that's what I cast on. I used the beautiful Flirt yarn from Knit Crate. This was the Fabry Knit Crate, if I'm not completely confused. And good, have you pulled on this? I have a suspicion you did. And I just started it. This pattern actually is a full accident. In the beginning I intended to do a cowl just using the eyelet stitches, and then I realized I had to cast on way too many stitches. So this is unblocked and it's already pretty big. So I knew I had to decrease stitches. So I decided to alternate the eyelets with just plain stockinette and decrease in the stockinette section. So that's what I did. I am doing 4 rows of eyelets, and then I'm doing 8 rows of a stockinette stitch. In these first 2 blocks, I just decreased by 8 stitches each. So each eyelet stitch is a 4-stitch repeat. That means if I want to get rid of 1 eyelet per round, I have to decrease by 4 stitches. And I decided to get rid of 2, because I didn't want to decrease it too harshly. The experienced knitters are probably now laughing at me because I could have decreased a lot more, I think, which I realized later on. But I'm still learning. What I like is that this switch between eyelet and stockinette, and I think also a bit the decreasing, but mostly it's that I switch over to eyelets and do these passover stitches, it's giving me a bit of this rippled look, like there are folds in there. I absolutely like that. So I'm not mad this turned out this way. I actually like it. So as I said, I decreased 2 eyelets in these 2 sections each, and then I decreased 3 in this one here. And I have now started the 4th decrease, and I'm going to decrease 4 eyelets for that one. I'm also at the end of my first ball of yarn. So this is a sock weight yarn, and I think it's 350 meters per 100 gram, not sure. But I have another ball of this, and I'm going to try the magic knot method and soldier along. I have no idea how much bigger I'm going to make this. I think at least 1 more eyelet and 1 more decrease, and it will be once more decreasing by 4, because I want to get it a bit closer to the neck and have it flare out, a bit like the Into the Blooms cowl that Rachel is currently knitting. That one starts with the top and increases, and mine by accident started at the bottom and decreases. So, and it's of course a different pattern. But that's what I'm aiming for as far as looks go. Careful, kitty. So this is the project I have been working on for the last few weeks. Quite honestly, I picked this up on Saturday during the Crafty chat because I didn't want to pick up another Stitchy project for the last part of the chat, and that was the first time I picked it up in March. I didn't do too much during the chat. I did this section basically. So I started on the first row of the eyelet. I did a full round of eyelets, and then I did 2 rounds of stockinette and decrease. So I'm now on round 2 of 8, and I will add the new ball in here, and I'll try to knit a few rounds every day to get this done, because I have my next project already planned out. Yeah, I know, so annoying. Not allowed to play with the yarn. So put that to the side. Because the next project will be with this, yeah, this gorgeousness of yarn. This is the December 2019 knit grade. It's the okay, I'm going to cut this out. Again, mail for my neighbors. So, I was saying, this is the December 2019 knit grade yarn. It is the Vidalana Lofty Decay. It's a 48% merino, 20% baby alpaca, 32% organic cotton wool. And it already is basically knit. So, and it's a super soft yarn in the color mistletoe, so it's a green, even though it doesn't show like anything it is on camera. And I got 4 of these. I got 4 of these because I plan to knit a big project with this. And I'm still thinking if I should get a 5th, quite honestly, because I don't know if the 4 will be enough. But the project I am intending to knit with this is the heart lace shawl from Yarnspirations, I think it is. I'm going to put the picture in here. And this is a free pattern, so I have the pattern link down below. They use a thicker yarn than DK. I think they use bulky, which is 2 sizes up, or 2 thicknesses up, or whatever you use to say for yarn. It's thicker. But I am going to do it with this yarn because I don't want to buy anything that thick, and yeah, whatever. I saw this yarn, I saw the shawl, and I thought those two have to marry. It's supposed to be an easy pattern. There is a YouTube video where they show a bit how to knit the pattern, so I'm quite positive I could do that. It turns out I'm not as bad as knitting. Oh, this is itching. Oh, yeah. My nose is itching so bad. Sorry. Turns out I'm not as bad as knitting as I thought I would be. I'm just a very visual learner, so I need YouTube to understand stitches. If I read patterns and I don't know the stitch, they can explain it to death to me. I don't understand it. So I always need a YouTube video, which is fine because there is a ton of tutorials out there. So I'm just going to look that up. Yeah, this is going to be my next project, and I have shown this yarn before. I might even have shown the project before, but I wasn't so sure anymore what I had shown and what I had not shown, so I'm going to go through everything I have, and I'm going to show you one type of yarn and one project per day, so I don't overwhelm you. Alright guys, so now I'm going to maybe have breakfast, have my first cup of coffee, and then I'm going to do some stitching, and you are not going to have a nap on my yarn. No, 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 no. I know you're a cat, but that's cliche. Yeah, breakfast, then some stitching, and maybe I will get some knitting in as well. That would be awesome. Not sure about the diamond painting. I'm going to try, but I have something else to talk about tomorrow, even if I don't do any actual diamond painting, which will be very exciting. I hope. I'm excited. So Alright guys, let me know what you... there was something I was going to talk about. Daily videos and why they are nearly daily, and I'm not sure if there's going to be one for Friday. I plan to do this daily. I even plan to keep doing this once I'm back to work. I will still be on home office for God knows how long. I have talked with my superiors about that. I have told them my situation being that my life partner is a physical therapist and has no chance to stay at home, has no chance not to touch people. And even though he is wearing a medical grade mask all day, which let me tell you is not an easy thing to do, there's always a chance that he is still a carrier of the virus. So I told my superiors that I didn't think it was a good idea for me to return to the office. Now I work for a company where we are doing a lot of home office anyway, and not many of the teams and managers have a problem with that because a lot of our teams are virtual. So I am in South Germany, for example. My manager, my current reporting manager, is in Hamburg, which is all the way up in the north. It's as far as you can go from here. So usually no one cares if you're in the office or if you're at home. But my actual superior, as far as what I'm doing this year goes, is here in my office. And I have told him that I don't think it's a good idea for me to return, and they are fine with that. So it's completely up to me when I return. They told me, well, no one can force you to return. It's completely up to the people when they want to come back. They just have to follow the rules we've set. So they have set no rules. Today is the first day we are allowed to come back to the office. They have basically, for all the offices we have, they have split people into two groups, Group A and Group B. I am in Group A, and for whatever reason they decided Group B was allowed to come back first, so I wouldn't have been allowed anyway. But I am, for the foreseeable future, not planning to return. Which means as long as I'm in home office, it shouldn't be an issue to do these videos before I start work. And I should be able to keep them up. Once I return to the office, I have to figure out some way. I am always working a few days home office, a few days office normally. And office days mean I leave the house 6:30 the latest. So I can't do any videos before I leave, because I am the first one to leave the house. Everyone and everything else is still asleep, including that one here. So probably would be after work things then. Should work out fine. As far as this week goes, Thursday is public holiday, so you will not get a daily video on Thursday. What you will get is a final review. Which one haven't I posted? I think I still haven't posted Dream by JoJo's Art. I for sure haven't posted Drift by Diamond Shop. So it's going to be either one of them. I'm not sure yet. Depending if I have posted Dream already, it's going to be Drift. If I haven't, it's going to be Dream. You will see. And I think I did a post review for Poppies. I think I haven't posted that one either. So you see, I still have videos, but I haven't edited them and I haven't posted them, and I don't know why. I'm super sorry about that. Thursday being a public holiday, there's a chance that my boyfriend took off Friday to make it a long weekend. I don't know yet. If he did, there's not going to be a floss tube, which would be a bummer. But I'm going to ask him today if he did take it off. I have a feeling he didn't, so we will see. Anyway, that's it for now. Finally, this has gotten longer again than I thought it would. It always does, doesn't it? Alright guys, let me know if you like these daily videos. I am, as I said, going to split them between the crafts. You can choose what you want to see, what you don't want to see. I'm going to try to put in some kitty clips as well, because I know you like those. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, you can let me know, but I know you won't. You will just thumbs down. That's fine as well. It's always an indication. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow, obviously. Bye, guys.